skeleton, again, a focus.
Well, where I really love vitamin K2 is not so much in terms of bones and skeleton, but in terms of our cardiovascular system. And there was a question asked earlier about certain nutrients need to be taken together. Vitamin D should be taken with calcium to ensure that calcium can be absorbed. Vitamin D is involved with calcium absorption. That's part of one of its many roles as a prohormone in our body, but they don't have to be taken at the same time. All you simply want is healthy vitamin D levels. You could take, say, you could take 15,000 IU of vitamin D one day a week, have healthy vitamin D levels, and when you take calcium, it's going to be managed appropriately by your body because the vitamin D is present. Ideally, it's better to take vitamin D on a daily basis. My point was the proximity of the nutrients to one another doesn't matter. The fact that you have healthy vitamin D levels when you introduce calcium, that's what matters. But most important for me is vitamin K2 MK7. If you're taking calcium, if you're taking vitamin D, even if you're taking neither of them, and you're getting all of your calcium from your diet, and somehow you're managing to get vitamin D from your diet as well, then you still need vitamin K2 MK7 because that is what ensures that calcium goes where it's supposed to go in your bones and stays there and doesn't go where it's not supposed to go, say your joints or arteries, and that's most important, the flexibility, resiliency of arteries. We don't want calcification of those tissues. So that's the importance of vitamin K2 MK7. Speaking of recent research, there was just a great study that I think in just a short period of time, just 6 months, because usually we think of diet and supplements to have really global benefits, it takes a while to observe them. We're not talking about, say, my healthy hair, skin, and nail product, but we talk about health benefits. But in a short period of time, I believe it was 6 months, there was a significant change in the flexibility of arteries in folks who are getting vitamin K2 MK7.
Amazing, just amazing. And again, please, we encourage you to read those reviews online at hsn.com. It's fascinating to see what real life experience brings to the table, and what people have said over the years as they've been taking Andrew's vitamins. Just a reminder, all of this special pricing for our birthday month expires tonight at midnight. What did you see last week when Andrew was here, or the week before, that you didn't pick up or you wanted to get? The free shipping, the flex pays, the special deals are all about to expire, so make sure you get yours. And just real fast, Jen said something that I appreciate, I think you'll like. I've been taking many supplements for 20 years, over 20 years, and consider myself well educated in the way of what to take. But I have really learned a lot from Andrew in the past 9 months. So grateful. I'm glad you can now discuss all these topics on air with us. Please never stop educating us, which is wonderful.
Thank you. Well, that's my favorite thing to do. Yeah. If I could just do this and we didn't even have to have a graphic on the screen that a product was available, that would be even better. But that's what's great about the internet is it will provide that opportunity for me to create more digital content that's just information that answers questions, that just gives general health and wellness information. And when people stop me and talk to me, they generally are not asking me questions about supplements as much as they're asking me questions about their diet and their lifestyle. Yeah. And I think that's what we care about most. There are some quick questions here. Meredith Fowler asked, is it better to take supplements at night or in the morning? Obviously, if you're taking something like nighttime, you take it at night before you go to sleep. But other supplements, you can take them whatever period of time works best for you. I generally divide my supplements between breakfast and lunch. But whatever period of time works best. For some folks, B vitamins can be a little bit stimulatory at the end of the day. They don't impact me at all, but for some people it can, so then better to take those earlier in the day. But I prefer to take them with food, so that's the best time. But as I always say, whenever works best for you, whenever you'll use them most consistently, because like a medicine, compliance is where you get the best results. So when you use them daily, that's when you experience the best results. What is the difference between vitamin D from sunlight and from a capsule? Unfortunately, from vitamin D from sunlight, it comes with it the risk of potential damage to your skin. Unfortunately, as we get older, we produce vitamin D from sunlight far more inefficiently. It's hard to achieve healthy levels of vitamin D from sunlight. We don't expose much of our body. We're usually using sunscreens. So as much as I'd like to say that ideally, if we're running around naked out in nature, we're going to get plenty of vitamin D, but we don't do that anymore. Plus, most of us live in areas where the climate 6-7 months of the year isn't all that desirable in terms of being able to go outside and get exposure to sunlight. So to avoid damage to our skin and vitamin D3, it's ultimately the same compound. So it is bioidentical, it is the same compound, and ultimately it achieves the same thing we seek to achieve, which is a healthy blood level of hydroxyvitamin D in our body.
We're going to head over this way.
And one more as we walk over.
Please.
Suzanne Horton asked, are there any plans to make a children's vitamin? The answer is absolutely.